गिरिधारी शिष्य राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अशुत रशत शिशुमार भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अशुत रशत शिशुमार भक्ति भगवान गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अशुत रशत शिशुमार भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अशुत रशत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अशुत रशत शिशुमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत शिल गोक्षर बाबाजी महाराज की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्ट शिल सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्यालल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिल जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानुगुर्य गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम चय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत पदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट विदग्ध गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय श्री जय श्री गोपाल भट्ट गोस्वामी what is it Tirubhav Adivas Titi ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Jai Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī Pad ki jai. And we're going to be reading the Katha of Nityalila Pravisha Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj ki jai. His wonderful book Shri Chaitanya and his associates ki jai. Maybe we'll also read from Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Shrinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Ananta Koti Vaishnava and the guys Samagata Gaur Bhakti and the Jai Shrinitai. Sorry, I'm a little bit spaced out right now. I went to sleep really late last night, so my mind's not all there. All right, so today we are going to be going through, because tomorrow on Fridays I join Chandramukhi Didi's program to go over her course on Dashmola Shiksha. And so I won't be able to read tomorrow. And tomorrow is Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī's Disappearance Day. So I thought I'd read one day early so that we'll be prepared for that day and still be able to honor it, even though I won't be present tomorrow. So I think first we'll read, well, I found something by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which is translated. It was published on the Bhaktivinoda Institute website. So I think I'll read that first. And then afterwards, I will read from Sri Chaitanya and his associates. And then there are two stotrams written by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. There's a Panchakam and an Ashtakam. So we can sing both of those. So let me share. And Hare Krishna, pranams Krishna Mai Didi and Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Shubhananda Prabhu, Shri Devi Didi. Let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Oh, Rukmini Didi, Hari Bol. Oh, and Ganga Mataji, Hari Bol. And Rukmanjari Didi. Wow, it's been a while since I've seen you three. Great that you're all here. All right, so let's begin. All right. Sharing my screen. Sorry. Okay, so Okay, first we'll read this. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Guide. Here it is. Sorry, she really wants me to rub her. Okay. Here it is. I'll make it a little bit smaller. There. Okay, so this is from the Bhaktivinoda Institute.org, this website. So overview. Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī Prabhu was first published in Sajantoshini, Volume 2, Issue 7, in 1885. This is a brief biography written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur about Śrīla Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī. This is translated by Swami B.V. Giri. Haribol Champak Mataji. Okay. The 7th issue of Sajantoshini has appeared to the eyes of the readers. The name of this issue is the Śrī Gopāla Sanatan issue. This year, Thursday, the 1st of Shravan, is the disappearance observance of Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī Prabhu. And Sunday, 11th of Shravan, is Śrī Sanatan Gosvāmī Prabhu's observance, disappearance observance. Huh? That doesn't make any sense. Sanatan Goswami's disappearance was before. It was on Purnima. Anyways, okay. So on these 2 days, Vaishnavas observe a Viraha Mahotsav, an observance of separation. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa was born in the southern province. His father's name was Venkata Bhatta. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa had been following Vaishnava Dharma since his childhood. He studied the Vedas, Vedanta, etc. with his paternal uncle, Parivrajacharya Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati. At the time when Srimad Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to distribute mercy to the people of the south, he met Gopāla Bhaṭṭa. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa took darshan of Mahaprabhu and accepted the shelter of his lotus feet. The all-merciful Mahaprabhu showed special mercy to Gopāla Bhaṭṭa and transferred his potency to him. By the quality of that potency, Gopāla Bhaṭṭa left home and went to Sri Vrindavan and stayed with Srimad Rupa Goswāmī. In Vrindavan, he recovered some of the lost holy places and wrote many books on Bhakti Smriti, the rules and regulations of bhakti. Also, at the behest of Srimad Rupa Goswāmī, he revealed the service of Shri Radha Raman in Sri Vrindavan. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa's biography is not unknown to the Vaishnava community. Therefore, at this point, we will end the biography of Bhaṭṭa. So that was published 1885 in Sajantoshini. All right, it's very short and sweet. Now we will move on to, where is it? We're going to read from Sri Chaitanya and his associates. Right, Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami. Haribo, Ashray Prabhu, Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, and Chatamai Mataji. Hare Krishna. Oh, and just because you came late, I'm just mentioning really quick, the reason why I'm reading about Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī today is because I won't be able to do a program tomorrow. I'm going to be joining Chandramukhi Didi's class tomorrow. So I'm just reading about him one day in advance. And then the day after tomorrow, we will go through the Sharadarshan, that article that Srivas translated that Shubhananda Guru shared with me. And I mention this all the time, but I'm just mentioning it again. These programs are going very slow because I can't put too much time into preparing them now because I'm in the songbook mode right now. Like I have a lot of work to do in the songbook, so I'm kind of like dragging things out a bit also just because, yeah. All right. Okay, so Let's find Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī. There he is. Make the text bigger. All right. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī. This is Srila Bhakti Balavatita Goswami Maharaj from his book, Sri Chaitanya and His Associates. Ananga Manjari Yasit Sadhya Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Ka Bhaṭṭa Goswami Nam Kechit Ahu Shri Guna Manjarim. She who is formerly Ananga Manjari has appeared to enrich Mahaprabhu's pastimes as Srila Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Goswami. Some say that Gopāla Bhaṭṭa is actually Guna Manjari. Score Gunadrishtipika 184. Wow, very interesting. I've never heard that Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Goswami is Ananga Manjari before. Yeah, so that's kind of Haribol Archana Mataji. It's kind of like another point. You were asking that question about what was it? How who was it? You were mentioning somebody how Tunga Vidya is also somebody else in Mahaprabhu's pastimes. If I remember, I can't remember exactly, but
No,
this is
because
another.
Champahati, when we go to Champahati, right? So there we have Vaninath Vipra's deities,
Dvijavaninath.
Radha Govardhana. Yeah. So Vipra Vaninath. So Vaninath Vipra was actually Tunga Vidya Sakhi, but some say he's Champakalata Sakhi, but
Okay.
not
So
sure.
this is another example of that same kind of thing, right? Like we know Janava Mata is an Angamanjari, but then also it's saying Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Goswami is an Angamanjari, but then actually he's Guna Manjari, and so it's so it's not so straightforward with all these personalities. It's a lot more of a subtle thing. So that's Gaura Gunadishtipika 184. Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī appeared in 1500 AD, though according to some authorities, he appeared in 1503 as the son of Venkata Bhatta in the town of Sri Rangam in South India. Their residence was in a village not far from Sri Rangam called Belgundi on the banks of river Kaveri. According to Bhakti Ratnakar, Mahaprabhu gave Gopāla Bhaṭṭa a dream vision through which he could witness all of his Navadvip pastimes. Though Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Goswami was an eternal associate of Krishna, he appeared in a faraway place in order to make a special contribution to Lord Gauranga's pastimes. One second. Okay. Thus, even though he was living too far away to know anything about the Lord directly, he was still able to know long before he met the Lord in person that he had appeared and taken sannyas. Very interesting. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa did not particularly like the Lord's appearance as a sannyasi. This austere form distressed Gopāla Bhaṭṭa, who was thus crying alone when the Lord appeared to him and gave him this vision of his pastimes in Navadvip. The Lord then took Gopāla Bhaṭṭa on his lap and drenched him with tears. So beautiful. And Gopāla Bhaṭṭa was just a little boy at this time, isn't it? I'm guessing. Now here's a quote from Bhakti Ratnakar. The Lord then embraced Gopāla Bhaṭṭa and drenched him with his tears. He then told Gopal to keep all these revelations a secret. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa's mind was absorbed in a state of intense joy. It's Bhakti Ratnakar, first chapter, verses 123 to 124. The Lord's teachings to Gopāla Bhaṭṭa's father. In 1510, Mahaprabhu made his auspicious entrance to the pilgrimage city of Sri Rangam. He was invited by Venkata Bhatta, a Vaishnav of the Sri Sampradaya, to spend the 4 months of the Chaturmasya in his house. Knowing him to be a strict Vaishnav, Mahaprabhu accepted his invitation. In fact, the Lord's pastime of coming to Sri Rangam and staying at Venkata Bhatta's home was to give his mercy to Gopāla Bhaṭṭa and his family. for the Lord knew that Gopāla Bhaṭṭa, his eternal companion, had appeared there. And Prabodhananda Saraswati. Right? At this time, Gopāla Bhaṭṭa was still a young boy. He was fortunate enough to be able to serve the Lord by massaging his feet. Even though he was satisfied with Venkata Bhaṭṭa and his family's service, the Lord observes that Venkata Bhaṭṭa had an element of pride in his object of worship. He believed that his worshipable deity, Lakshmi Narayan, was a supreme worshipable object, that Narayan was the source of all other avatars, including Krishna, Ram, and Nrsimha. His reasoning was that Narayan is never born, while Krishna and Ram take birth in the world. He thus thought, Mahaprabhu worships Krishna, the avatar of Narayan, while we worship Narayan, the source of all avatars. As Madhusudan is the destroyer of false pride, Mahaprabhu finally decided one day that he would do so for Venkata Bhaṭṭa. He asked him in a mild-humored, witty tone, Venkata Bhaṭṭa, I hear that no one is equal in opulence to your Lord Narayan. The same is true for your worshipable goddess Lakshmi Devi. On the other hand, the object of my worship, Krishna, has no opulence of any kind. He wears garlands of wild forest flowers and uses peacock feathers for decoration. He is the son of Nanda Gopa and spends his days grazing the cows with other cowherd boys. My worshipable goddesses, the gopis, are also nothing but poor cowherd girls. I wonder, therefore, why your worshipable Lakshmi Devi came to Vrindavan to perform austerities in the hope of gaining Krishna's company in the rasa dance. Venkata Bhaṭṭa immediately answered, What's wrong with that? Radha's beloved Krishna is not different from Lakshmi Devi's husband Narayan. Now here's a verse. Siddhantatas tvabedapi Shrisha Krishna Sarupayo Rasenot Krishyate Krishna Rupam Esha Rasastiti. It's from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Means, though according to the theological doctrine, Krishna and the husband of Lakshmi are identical in essence, even though they're identical in essence, the form of Krishna is superior when analyzed from the point of view of divine sentiment. It's from, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-59. Since the divine sentiment in Krishna is superior, there's no fault if Lakshmi Devi chooses to seek his association and performs austerities to that end. Mahaprabhu answered, I'm not saying that there is any fault. I agree that ontologically, Krishna and Narayan are identical. The difference between them is based on the variety of ras, the transcendental taste or mood. When the Lord performs pastimes of opulence, he is Narayan. When he performs pastimes of sweetness, he is Krishna. She who is Radha and Krishna's pastimes is Lakshmi Devi in the pastimes of Narayan. Thus, when Lakshmi Devi performs austerities to have the association of Krishna, there's no question of her breaking her vows of fidelity to her husband. Thus, she went to perform these austerities in Vrindavan. But I have another question for you. Why, even after trying so hard through such penances, etc., to enter Krishna's Raslila, why was Lakshmi Devi still unable to do so? Venkata Bhaṭṭa was terribly distressed at being unable to give the Lord an answer. Mahaprabhu observed his distress and tried to pacify him by saying, You yourself said that Narayan and Krishna are identical ontologically, but that the superiority of Krishna is due to the excellence in rasas. Narayan is involved in 2.5 of the 5 principal rasas, whereas in Krishna, there is complete manifestation of all 12 rasas, the 5 principal and 7 secondary sentiments. Since Narayan's pastime is primarily one of opulence and majesty, his principal devotee is Lakshmi Devi, who also worships him in the appropriate mood of awe and reverence. The same Lakshmi Devi is Radhika in order to heighten the experience of conjugal love. Unless one follows in the footsteps of Radha and her expansions, the gopis, who are the repositories of the transcendental of transcendental divine love, it is impossible to relish Krishna's sweet qualities. Lakshmi Devi, however, did not follow in the gopis' footsteps, but she continued to perform her austerities in the mood of awe and reverence. As a result, she repeatedly found herself in the company of Narayan and never in that of Krishna. By way of contrast, the Shrutis followed the gopis in the Rag Marg, and so they were ultimately able to achieve Krishna's service in that mood. As long as one continues to think of Krishna in majestic terms, as Lord and Controller, one cannot possibly worship in the spirit of Raganuga Bhakti. Mahaprabhu said, Krishna has one extraordinary characteristic. By his sweetness, he attracts the minds of the entire world. By taking on the mood of the Vraj Gopis, one can attain his lotus feet. The people of Vraj have no idea that Krishna is the Lord and Controller. Some think of him as their son and even tie him to a mortar, while others take him to be their friend and climb on his shoulders. The people of Vraj only know him as a son of Nanda, whereas in the attitude of awe and reverence, the devotee does not have a concept of such a relationship with him. One who takes the attitude of a resident of Vraj will attain Krishna as a son of the king of Vraj in Vrindavan. That was all from Chaitanya Charitamrita 2:9, verses 127 to 131. And now we're reading from Bhakti Ratnakar. Bhakti Ratnakar says, when the gopis, the objects of my worship, were abandoned by Krishna in the rasa dance, they began to cry in the intensity of their distress at not seeing him. Krishna came to them in the form of Narayan, but the gopis simply paid their obeisances and moved on in search of Krishna, showing absolutely no interest in him as a lover. When Radharani stood before the disguised Krishna, however, he could not maintain the four-armed form, but once again appeared in his form as the holder of the flute. Such is the power of Radharani's love. It's Bhakti Ratnakar 5, verses 624 to 629. Nandanandan Krishna is the avatari, or source of all avatars. Narayan, Ram, Nrsimha, etc. are all his avatars and expansions. Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only the Personality of Godhead, the source of all other divinities, is eligible to be designated Swayam Bhagavan, or the primeval Lord. That's Chaitanya Charitamrita 1:288. Ete chanksha kala pungsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. All of the previously mentioned forms of the Lord are either plenary expansions or partial expansions of plenary expansions. But Krishna alone is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear in every age to protect the saints whenever the enemies of the gods disturb them. Srimad Bhagavatam 1:328. Let me just make sure everything's okay. I think everything's good. Okay. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa's Guru. Through the power of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's merciful association, Venkata Bhatta, his brother Prabodhananda Saraswati, and Venkata Bhatta's son, Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī, and all the other members of his family were inspired to give up the worship of Lakshmi Narayan and become engaged in the exclusive devotional service of Radha and Krishna. Śrīla Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī took initiation from his uncle Tridandiyati Srimad Prabodhananda Saraswati. Proof of this is found in the Hari Bhakti Vilas. It says, Bhakter Vilakshansh Chinute Prabodhanandasya Shishyo Bhagavat Priyasya Gopāla Bhaṭṭo Raghunatha Dasam Santoshayan Rupa Sanatano Cha. I, Gopāla Bhaṭṭa, the disciple of Prabodhananda Saraswati, who is dear to the Lord, have compiled these most essential and glorious devotional doctrines to satisfy Raghunath Das Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and Sanatan Goswami. That's from Hari Bhakti Vilas 1:2. there's a picture of Prabodhananda Saraswati and Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī. Let me find it. Where is it? Shiva sent it to me. Oops, I'm in the wrong thing. It should be in downloads. Here it is. See, there's Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, and that's little Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī. Okay. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa's, now this is a quote from Bhakti Ratnakar. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa's parents were very fortunate, for they surrendered themselves, life and soul, to the feet of Lord Chaitanya. They ordered their son to go to Vrindavan before they left this world, absorbed in meditating on the Lord. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī traveled directly to Vrindavan, where he met with Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa comes to Vrindavan. When Gopāla Bhaṭṭa arrived in Vrindavan, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami wrote to Mahaprabhu to tell him. The Lord was overjoyed and immediately wrote back, telling them to affectionately take care of him as though he were their own younger brother. Srila Sanatana Goswami compiled the Hari Bhakti Vilas and published it in Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Goswami's name. Rupa Goswami considered Gopāla Bhaṭṭa to be as dear to him as his own life and engaged him in the worship of the Radharaman Didi. Srila Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Goswami became one of the 6 Goswamis, but he always kept an attitude of meekness and humility. Thus, when Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami approached him for permission to write Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, he granted it, but under the condition that he not write about him. Prabodhananda Saraswati as well, huh? So guru and disciple both didn't want to be written about. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami could not go against the order of Gopāla Bhaṭṭa, and thus did nothing more than mention his name. Srila Jiva Goswami writes in the introduction to the Shat Sandarbha that he wrote it on the basis of an earlier text by Gopāla Bhaṭṭa. Yeah, I think he says that he's like, he said that there are some parts that were not in order or some parts that had verses missing. So he said that he's more like an editor, but that the actual author was Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Goswami, if I remember correctly. So yeah, Srila Jiva Goswami writes in the introduction that he wrote it on the basis of an earlier text by Gopāla Bhaṭṭa. Srila Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Goswami also wrote a book called the Satkriya Dipika, Light on the Essential Sacraments for the Vaishnavas. Thus, his contribution to Gaudiya Vaishnava literature was in editing the Hari Bhakti Vilas, preparing the notes for Jiva Goswami's Shat Sandarbha, and in compiling the Satkriya Dipika. He also gave great joy to the community of devotees by writing a commentary on Bilva Mangal Thakur's Krishna Karnamrita. Amongst his disciples were Srinivas Acharya and Śrī Gopinath Pujari. The following story is told about Gopinath Pujari becoming Gopāla Bhaṭṭa's disciple. One day, Gopāla Bhaṭṭa went to visit the town of Saharanpur, not far from Haridwar. On that occasion, a simple devoted Brahmin engaged in his service in a most unpretentious manner. He had no children, but desired to have a son. Srila Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Goswami knew the desire of the Brahmin and blessed him that he would have a devotionally minded male child. The Brahmin promised Gopāla Bhaṭṭa that he would give him his first son to be his servant and disciple. The son was Gopinath Pujari. It is said that Mahaprabhu had such affection for Gopāla Bhaṭṭa that he sent him his own built and kopin, as well as a wooden seat which he used. These items are still worshipped in the Radharaman temple by the current sevaks. Oh, I didn't even know that. I don't even know what that wooden seat looks like. That's interesting. Okay, Shri Radharaman. When Srila Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Goswami was visiting the pilgrimage centers of northern India, he found a Shalagram Shila on the banks of the as Vrajendra Nandan Krishna himself and worshipped him. One day, he thought, sorry, 1 second. Okay, sorry. One day he thought that if his Shaligram Shila were a deity, he could dress and decorate the Lord beautifully. On the very next day, he found that the Shaligram Shila had transformed into the Shri Radharamandiri to fulfill the wish of his devotee. This deity stands alone without any form of Radha standing by his side. Instead, as a symbol of Radharani, a silver crown is placed on his left side. Yeah, I think it's really neat. His name, Radha, is part of his name. It's not like Radha and Raman. His name isn't just Raman. It's Radha Raman, he who delights in Shri Radha. I was wondering if the word Raman, like the word romance, Raman, romance. It's like the same kind of, yeah, the lover of Radha. Okay. This story is also told in the following way. It is said that Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī used to daily worship 12 shaligrams. He developed a desire to serve the Lord in the form of a deity, thinking that in this way he'd be able to worship him in a much better way. The Lord within his heart knew his feelings, and through a rich merchant had many beautiful items used in the worship of the deity, such as ornaments and clothes sent to him. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī began to worry that all these beautiful objects could not be used properly unless the shaligrams took a deity form. That night, he put the shaligrams to rest, and in the morning, he saw that one of them had been transformed into the Radharaman deity. When Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami heard that Krishna had so mercifully appeared to Gopāla Bhaṭṭa, they immediately came with the other devotees for darshan, and when they saw him, they were ecstatic with love. The annual festival commemorating Radharaman's appearance, when he is bathed publicly, takes place on the full moon day of Vaishak. The Radharaman temple is considered one of the most important in Vrindavan. Śrīla Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī ended his earthly pastimes on the Krishna Panchami of Ashad in 1507 of the Shaka era. That's 1586 AD. His temple, his Samadhi temple is behind the current Radharaman temple. By reading Srinivasacharya's hymn to the six Goswamis, the Sharda Goswami Ashtakam, we can understand their glories. Okay, so that is our reading for Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī. Let's see if there's anything. I think that covered everything there is. Let's just see if there's anything extra on Srila Bhakti Vigyan Paradu Goswami Maharaj's thing. If not, then we will move on to sing the Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmi Ashtakam. vcvani.com. Okay, I don't see anything here. So let's go through the Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Panchakam. Wait, sorry. Okay. I don't like this font. Okay, let me just change the font. I'll make it Calibri. That's the easiest to read. Okay. These are Srivasa's translations. They are not finished at all. They're just yeah. But this is just like a rough draft. He did this a long time ago. Gopāla Bhaṭṭa. Okay. So this is the Srimad Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī Stava Panchakam by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and the Gopāla Bhaṭṭashtakam, also by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Let me make the text bigger. I'm going to get the mridanga. So Okay, so translation. I'll do translation verse like that so that we know what we're singing. May Śrī Gopāla, oh wait, and let me turn off noise suppression. 1 second. Where is noise suppression? There. Okay. May Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī, who has the potency to elaborate endlessly on the topic of devotion to Sri Hari, who is constantly experiencing transcendental reality and is therefore entirely indifferent to the perishable objects of the senses, and whose home and family were blessed to host Sriman Mahaprabhu, manifest in my heart. What's the meter for this? Niravadi Hari Bhakti Khyapane Yasya Shakti. Okay, same like Govardhana Vaspartana Dashakam. Niravadi Hari Bhakti Khyapane Yasya Shakti Satata Sadanudbhutir Nashvararte Virakti Prabhuvar Gati Sobhagyena Vikhyata Pata Spurato Sahridi Me Gosvāmī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa. May Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī, who, in the land of Braj, is renowned as Śrī Gunamanjari, who has incarnated out of compassion for the people of Kali Yuga, and who is engaged in relishing and preaching the unique delight of Madhur Ras, manifest in my heart. Vrajabhuvi gunamanjaryakhya ya prasiddha Kali jana karunavir bhavakena prayukta madhura rasa vishesha lada vistaranaya spurato sahridi me Gosvāmī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa. The endless stream of tears and perspiration trickling over his beautiful limbs is most enchanting. Profound bouts of ecstasy raise the hairs on his body and cause him to tremble uncontrollably, or at other times stun him motionless, resulting in him stuttering, ha, 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 Hari, and then falling unconscious. May that Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī manifest in my heart. Avirala galarashru Svedadhara Bhirama Prachura Pulaka Kampa Stamba Ucharya Nama Ha 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 ha. Say ha 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 Harir Ityadyaksharat Yonta Cheta Spurato Sahridi Me Gosvāmī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa. As he relishes the moods he tastes in Vraj, he dances, laughs, and sings madly, sometimes appearing utterly perplexed, and at other times, as per the order of Sriman Mahaprabhu, he manifests an external awareness to uplift people in this age of Kali. May that Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī manifest in my heart. Vrajagata nija bhava swadama swadamadyan natati hasati gayat mrityunmadam vibramadya kalita kalijanodharagya bahya drishta spurato saridi me Gosvāmī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa. Adept in the meanings of each and every line of scripture and the essence of bhakti ras, he is capable of relishing the different rasa flavors of rati, of divine love, which are reservoirs of said bhakti. This hymn destroys all the darkness in the heart of the practicing devotee. Whoever reads this gem-like prayer will enter the entourage of the manjaris. Whoever reads this gem-like prayer will enter the entourage of the manjaris. Beautiful benediction, huh? All right. Vedita pada padartha prema bhakti rasartha shita rati rasa beda svadaneya samartha idam akilata mogna stotra ratna pradhanam patati bhavati soyam manjari yutalina. Jai. Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī ki jai. It seems like Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, because he didn't get permission to write about Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī in Chaitanya Charitamrita, at least he could write some prayers to him, some stotras to him. So he wrote these 2 stotras. Let's now go through the Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Ashtakam. The only thing is that there's no translation for this. So we'll just have to... Yeah. But it doesn't matter if there's no translation, because we're singing it. Doesn't matter if we know what we're singing or not, because these are the words of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami glorifying Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Goswami. So the words are what matters, not whether we understand it or not isn't as important. Okay. Dvijakuvara Kula. Now, what's the meter for this one? Dvijakuvara Kula Chandra Bhatta Vangsha Subhaga Sunasa Dirgo Devya Chandras. Okay, it's the same meter, just this first line seems to have 1 syllable extra. Let's see. Dvijakuvara Kula Chandro Bhatta Vangsha Pradipa Subhaga Sunasa Dirgo Devya Chandrasya Hasa Avirata Jaladara Netra Yugman Vahanya Paramapatitamisha Patu Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Jitakari Gati Bhangi Natya Sangita Rangi Anubrita Jana Cheta Nanda Bhakti Sudhira Hari Charita Vilasha Cheta Chaturya Bhashya Paramapatitamisha Patu Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Vraja Bhuvi Yuvaraja Prema Piyushavapi Tanuruha Brana Sanghai Kantakakara Deha Gigi Dharam Garga Darvak Gigi Dharam Garga Darvagni Roda Paramapatitamisha Patu Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Bharatanuguna-shali Shamadhama Suvesha Prachalita Chalachilli Charu Netra Ravinda Bhuja Yuga Phani Raja Kaksha Vaksha Prabhoya Paramapatitamisha Patu Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Ganayati Gunanamno Radhika Madhavasya Smarati Madhuravesham Gora Gopalayasya Bhajati Madhura Lila Viti Purva Paramya Paramapatitamisha पातु गोपाल भट्ट सकल गुण गभीर सर्वशास्त्रार्थ धीर द्रविडपुर निवासी पंडित भावदुःख विपुल पुलक भावार वेष्टित दिव्य देह परम पतितमीश पातु गोपाल भट्ट सुमधुर विष प्रेम दात्रैक सुमधुर विष प्रेम दात्रैक शेष सुजन जन समूहे स्वस्वभाव प्रकाश गरिमा महिम संगार अग्रगण्यो महान्य परम पतितमीश पातु गोपाल भट्ट युग रघुवर रूप साग्रज श्रील रूप यदुपरि समभाव सा श्री गोपाल भट्ट सरयुग तटकान्ते शील राधैक बन्धो परम पतितमीश पातु गोपाल भट्ट या पठित शयवैर्वापि भट्टाष्टकमः या पठित I wonder if this is different meter. Oh, it is. Ya patit shavairvapi bhattastakam aharnisham salabhet parang pritim radha madhavayopade Gosvāmī nam stutram pathar Gosvāmī padabhag bhavet Esham prasadan mudhanam Gaurange suratir bhavet Jaya Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Prabhu Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Prabhu Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Jaya Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Prabhu Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Prabhu Gopāla Bhaṭṭa. Oh, and I didn't realize that Srila Srinivasa Acharya is Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī's disciple. Oh yeah, no, I did know that. Oh god. So maybe we should sing the Śrī Gopāla Ashtakam. I think that would be appropriate. So I'm just going to find it. 2022. Big text. There it is. Alright. You know, Srivas found an end verse for the Śrī Gopāla Ashtakam, like a benediction verse. Like a 9th verse of Śrī Gopāla Ashtakam. Isn't that neat? Okay. I'm just going to sing the song. I'm not going to read the translation. Krishnot-kirtana gana nartana paro Premamritam bhonidhi Dhira dhira jana priyo priyakaro Nirmatsaro pujito Shri Chaitanya Kripabharo Bhuvi bhuvo Paravahantara ko Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopala ko Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipuno Sadharma Samstapako Lokanamittakarino Tribhuvane Manyo Sharanya Karo Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajananandena Mattaliko Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopāla Shri Gauranga Gunarnuvarnana Vido Shraddha Samriddhanvito Papotapanikrintano Tanubritam Govinda Ganamritai Anandam Buddhivardhanai Kanipuno Kaivalya Nistarako Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopāla Tyaktva Turnamasheshamandalapati Tata Turnam Asheshamandalapati Shrenim Sada Tujavat Bhutva Dina Ganesha Karunaya Kopena Kanta Shrito Gopi Bhavar Samritabdilahari Kalola Magno Muhur Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopāla Sorry. Kujat Kokila Hangsa Sarasagana Kirne Mayura Kule Nana Ratna Nibaddha Mula Vitapa Shri Yukta Vrindavane Radha Krishna Maharnisham Prabhajato Jivartado Yomuda Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopāla Sankhya Purvaka Namagana Nati Vikala Vasani Krito Anidrahara Vihara Kadi Vijato Chatyanta Dino Chayo Radha Krishna Guna Smrite Madhurima Nandena Samohito O Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopāla Radha Kunda Tate Kalinda Tanaya Tire Chavangshi Vate Prenmon Mara Vashara Shesha Dashaya Grasto Pramato Sada Gayanto Chakada Harir Gunavaram Bhava Bhibhuto Muda Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopāla He Radhe Vraja Devike Chalalite He Nanda Suno Kuta Shri Govardhana Kalpa Pada Patale Kalindi Vanye Kuta Goshanta Viti Sarvato Prajapure Kedar Maha Vivalo Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopāla O Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopala Ko Jai Rupa Sanatan Jai Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Dasa Raghunath Jai Rupa Sanatan Jai Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Dasa Raghunath. Let me find the last verse, the 9th verse of the Śrī Gopāla Ashtakam. Shiva sent it to me quite a while ago. Let me see if I can find it though. Okay, I found it. Here. Okay. Should I add this into the Gaudiya Giti Gucha? Maybe. Anyways, I'd like to see what you all think. Okay.
Yes,
here. Yes, okay. I mean, the Śrī Gopāla, oops. I have a weird thing with my Word. Anyway, let me share my screen again. I have a weird problem with Word. It doesn't let me select text. It like automatically selects text and then... Okay. See, I can't select this. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, this is big enough. Oh, there. Okay. So, what's the meter for this? Shri Srinivasa Parinit. Shri Srinivasa Parinita. Okay. Shri Srinivasa Parinirmitam. No. Shri Srinivasa Parinirmitam Etaruchai. Shraddhanvita Patatiya Sakridevaramyam Chitvashu Karma Vishayadikameti Turnam Anandatascharanamewa Hinandasuno. That means, whoever faithfully recites and studies this excellent and charming hymn, carefully composed by Shri Srinivas, will quickly sever the bonds of reactionary involvement with the objects of the senses and attain the feet of the son of Nanda, which are the abodes of Ananda, of divine ecstasy. Jai. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Jai Radha Ramana, Radha Ramana Radhe. Oh, Jai Radha Ramana, Radha Ramana Radhe. Oh, Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī Prandanaye. Jai Radha Ramana, Radha Ramana Radhe. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Radha Raman Ju Ki Jai, Jai Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishta Maha Nitya Lila Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai, Nitya Lila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai, Śrī Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Śrī Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī Śrī Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Śrī Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Śrī Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai, Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem se Kaho Śrī Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhar Śrī Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Śrī Kshetra Mandal Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Śrī Radha Kund Shama Kund ki jai, Śrī Muna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai, Śrī Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai, Śrī Bhakti Devi ki jai, Śrī Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai, Śrī Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai, Jai Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī Pad ki jai, Tadir Thiruvav Titi Adivas ki jai, Jai Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī's disciple Srinivasa Acharya ki jai, Śrī Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī's Gurudev Śrī Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur ki jai, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Go Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyaya Keshavashaja Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams. Hare Krishna, Krishna Mai Didi, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Archana Mataji, Shri Devi Didi, Ashray Prabhu, Simran Didi, Shubhananda Prabhu, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, Rukmini Didi, Ganga Mataji, Vidya Lalasa Didi. Oh, wow, very nice. Tomorrow is Rukmini Didi and Rup Manjari Didi's Harinam initiation birthday. So she says, please everyone give us some blessings. Jai. That's wonderful. All right. Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much
Hare
for
Krishna
joining.
Prabhu.
Yes, Archana Mataji. Yes.
I just checked my Vrindavan calendar and it says today is Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī's.
Oh, okay. Perfect. That's perfect then. Here in Navadvip it's tomorrow, but then in Vrindavan it's today. Okay, that's great.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this session.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. What was I going to say? Oh, just, okay. I'm not going to go on such a long time. Sorry, my hand's all dirty from petting her. But I'm not going to go on so long like yesterday. But I just want to show you quick thing with the songbook. So this is, I just, actually just this morning, right before I started actually, I was looking at the sample of how we're going to lay out the songbook now. So I already showed you the table of contents and how there are chapters and subchapters. And then there's like the topics in the subchapters and chapters. But there's, mainly the chapters and sometimes there's subchapters. So like inside the Vaishnav chapters, you'll see the 6 Goswamis. And inside the Panchatattva chapter, you'll see there's Srivas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu. So for each chapter is going to have a full page like this. The main chapter will have a full page illustration. And then on the other side of the... Hey, what happened? Okay, yeah, so on the other side, this is just a sample, so that's why this is all messed up right now, because it's a sample. But yeah, on the other side of the chapter page will be a table of contents for that section. And then for each subchapter, we're going to give a little image like this, like of the whatever the subject is for the subchapter. So Srivas Thakur. How come it's not letting me move the... Oh, I know why. It's because I didn't open it properly. One second. Okay, there. Okay, so yeah, this is on every right page will be the chapter section, and also on every right page will be the subchapter. So there's Srivas Thakur with a little image there. There's Gadadhar Pandit with an image there. There's Advaita Acharya with an image, like that, Nityananda Prabhu. So everything is going to be very clearly organized. It will be like, I think it will make more of an impact to the structure of the book when we have images for the subchapters, and everything always begins on the right page. Yeah, it'll be very easy to navigate this book. And then yesterday I was going through the Mangala Charan verses in the Bengali Gaudiya Giti Kucha. And there are so many Mangala Charan verses. My God, there's a Mangala Charan verse for Vyasadev, for Shukadev Goswami, for Madhvacharya, for Madhavendra Puri, for all of the Goswamis. There's like their individual pranam mantras. Of course, for every member of the Panchatattva, for Jagannath, for like there's just so many different pranam mantras. And so it's going to be quite a big job to translate them all. And I have like...
So would this book be available online or?
As a PDF, yeah. And eventually there'll be an ebook made. I don't know when, because we don't have anybody making ebooks at the moment. But yeah, eventually it will become a Kindle book. We'll update the Kindle book. But
and how do we order for it? We buy it. How do we buy it?
Well,
how do you order for it online? Can we order online?
We're trying to have it ready for Kartik time. And so then all the stock of books will go, like a big stock of books will go to Vrindavan. So if you're in Vrindavan during Kartik, you'll be able to get it there. And yeah, you will be able to order it online actually. It might take a little bit longer for it to be available online, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll wait for that. Thank you.
I mean, like if I was on time, the printers told us if they want us to have it ready for Kartik, they said that I have to have everything ready by mid next month. Like that means like a bit over 2 weeks, which is 100% impossible. I have so much left to translate. And now looking at this Mangala Charan, which has so many verses, like it's crazy how many verses there are, and there aren't translations for so many of the verses also, and I don't know Sanskrit anyway. So you can imagine how much tension I have on me right now. Yeah, it's pretty intense, but it's also exciting seeing everything finally come together. So, yeah. All right. And every day I keep on getting new ideas for the songbook. Like just now, also right before we started the program, I haven't even mentioned this to anybody yet, but for all the subsections, I want to... Okay, so in the songbook, there's a side tab. Sorry, this is such a detail. I don't even need to be sharing this, but whatever, I'm sharing it. Okay, so here are the Goswami section. Wait. Okay, so there's a 6 Goswamis chapter. I mean, subchapter, not chapter, subchapter. And so you see how there's going to be a little sidebar like that. Actually, this will say Vaishnavas. It's not going to say 6 Goswamis there. But then I was thinking in gray letters. For subchapters, it would say in gray letters the 6 Goswamis, so that you know which chapter you're in and also which subchapter. And then we're putting... Oh, this is messed up a bit. It's backwards. I don't know why the PDF did that. Here, I'll show you on this Panchatattva. Okay, so on the top of the page, we're giving the title of the song also, so that when you're flipping through the pages, you're just like you look up a song, you find the page number, and then you're breezing through the pages. You can just look right next to the number, and the song's right next to the number, so that it's... Yes, that's the main thing with this book, is we're trying to find every single way to make it as easily searchable and navigatable as possible. So that's why I'm trying to think of all ways to bring your attention to different songs and how to find songs. And yeah, I'm getting a bit creative of different ways to do that. But if anybody has any ideas for the songbook, please let me know. Yeah, because this is the last chance to make any changes like that, and then yeah, it's going to be a long time until we reprint the songbook. So, all right. Thank you so much for joining. Dandavat pranams, everybody. See you all day after tomorrow. Or if you're joining my program, I recite the Swaniyam Dodashakam every evening at 8:30 p.m. I forgot to do it yesterday. I did it at 9:30 p.m. as late. But yeah, generally at 8:30 p.m. I'm doing a simple recital of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Swaniyam Dodashakam and singing one song of Sharanagati. That's my program. So if anybody wants to join that, you can join that at 8:30 p.m. Otherwise, I'll see you all the day after tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams. Does anybody have anything they want to mention about Srila Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī or about the songbook or anything? If not, I'll end now. All right. See you all tomorrow. Yes. Yes,
almost,
Hari Prabhu.
okay. I don't want to, sorry to take so much time, but you were saying how voluminous the book is. But if you remember when Kishori, I wonder, Haribol Kishori, that a music, like if you could record all the songs or someone and have a QR code or something to connect it from the book to the songs. But
So
I realized that that's a task. I mean, it's like,
yeah. So you mentioned that idea before also, and I absolutely love it. And maybe I don't think that's gonna go in this edition, but there is actually some exciting developments with the Gaudiya Kirtan app. There's
oh,
a
sorry,
boy,
hello.
Aditya. He's making a web version, so you don't need to even you can even access it on your web browser, and it's designed in the same style as Notion. So it's a really very awesome design.
Oh, nice.
And so you'll be able to easily find all the songs with the recordings. He's making a whole audio player, and it's going to be very like a lot better than the current app,
Wow,
and
that's
much
great.
faster also. The current app is slow, and but then finally, because I think I've mentioned before with the Gaudiya Kirtan app, we got it ready for my Gurudev's. Like we really marathoned, like did a full on marathon. In like a couple weeks, we got most of the app together and we released it on my Gurudev's appearance day, the centennial. But then since that time, there hasn't been any updates to the app because the two app developers were not available to work on the app anymore after that. And so for this whole long time, the app's just there's been so many problems with the app, and I've just like there's nothing I can do about it. But now finally there's this boy Aditya who is very intelligent, very enthusiastic, and yeah, he's making an amazing app, and we'll finally be able to make updates, and yeah, so that's going to be very exciting. So we'll be releasing a new mobile app and a web app, and that will have, yeah, I know Shivananda, it does crash, yeah, but this app will be with this. I don't think that will happen with this new app, and we'll have all the recordings there. So.
Wow, terrific.
Oh, and one more thing I want to mention. Maybe I mentioned this before, but something as soon as this songbook is finished, then what I want to give my attention to is making a festival songbook. So it will be organized according to the titis in the year. So it will start with Gaur Purnima, and then from Gaur Purnima, every single titi that we have in the year, I'll give special songs that aren't in the Gaudiya Giti Gucha to sing for those days. So like what we just sang now, the Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Panchakam and the Gopāla Ashtakam, I'll include that. Also, there's the Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Shochak, which is in the Gaudiya Giti Gucha. We'll include that. And so for every single festival day of the year, you won't need to think about what to sing or whatever. You just open up the book and it's right there, all the special kirtans for that day. So and yeah, how do you want? Yes, Shivananda.
This is very nice idea, but can we make this in only Kindle or something like ebook version also? There we can filter according to tithis, according to personalities, according to like what
Yes.
we already have planned.
Yes. You'll be on the Gaudiya Kirtan app. We are making lots of different ways, lots of organization ways. Actually, there's going to be the subject of the like who the kirtan is to, and then what the mood of the kirtan is. And so you'll be able to select Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī, and then I want prayers to Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī, or I want glorifications of Gopāla Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī. You know, like there are different, you'll be able to filter in different ways to be able to very easily find the perfect kirtan without even knowing, even if you don't know about kirtans, you'll be able to discover new kirtans by, yeah.
Prabhu, are you going to include Suchaka Kirtans also?
The Shochak kirtans, yeah.
You're including that?
Yeah. In the Gaudiya Kirtan app, it's actually already in the Gaudiya Kirtan app. But in this book that I'm working on, like that I want to make, the festival Kirtan book, we'll put all the Shochaks, yeah. And there are special songs, like we could also include the Shok Shatana so that we could sing it on Srivas Thakur's appearance day. There's so many Radhashtami songs. Also, another thing that I want to include in that book is the Ashtayam Kirtans. You know, like in Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, and a lot of different Gaudiya Maths, they sing a verse of Shikshashtakam, then the section from Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Bengali section from Chaitanya Charitamrita on that verse of Shikshashtakam, and then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song of Shikshashtakam, and then the Govinda Lilamrita verse by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami for that time of day, and then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bengali rendition of that verse. So they sing that in all the 8 time periods of the day throughout Kartik. And so I was thinking of including that in the Gaudiya Giti Gucha, but then I decided not to, and we'll include that in a festival songbook, so that for Kartik time. Yeah. Yep. All right. So
Great
thank
idea.
you. Thank you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare for the festival Kirtan book. It'll probably take me 2 years to finish that book, but throughout on the Gaudiya Kirtan mailing list, as soon as we translate a new song for these special titis, I'll send it out on the Gaudiya Kirtan mailing list. I already do that. Like, I already send out special songs on titis, but I'm going to, you know, be a lot more thorough so that I don't miss any titis. And yeah. All right. Thank you so much for joining. See you all tomorrow. Haribo. Jai Shri Radhe. Oh wait, there's a lot of comments. I didn't see it. Okay. It'd be nice to have right pronunciation for Mangalacharan. Yeah, that's something I'd like to do is that's something I'm going to do on the Gaudiya Kirtan app, is make lots of guides for how to sing different meters. And I'll try to make it interactive so that you can see a line, you can see the long syllables, the short syllables, and then hear it, and then be able to sing along with it. And you can push play, you know what I mean? It'll make it easy for practicing and learning. And also the rules for meters, and I want to do lots of different guides and helpful things like that. For melodies also, the different parts of certain melodies and variations and all that. Gaur Arti, there's different like akars for different songs. Like also, Jeev Jago, Ar Kotokal Gumaibe. Like there's all these different, they're called akars. So I'd love to include all sorts of interesting extra things like that. Anyways, yeah. All right. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. See you all day after tomorrow. Haribo. Oh, wait, and I just very quickly have to see. Okay, cool. I just wanted to see